Hi guys, Steve up at the property, and this week we're going to have a brief tutorial on how to operate John Deere ride-on mower. Well, I purchased this off of Facebook Marketplace several months ago, $500, and I got a dump cart and a snowplow with it too, and the woman told me it just needed a battery. Needed a little bit more than a battery, but I put a battery in it. I found a loose ground. The starter was loose. I think they thought it had a bad starter. The starter was fine. But I got the thing running. It hadn't run in a while. There was some gunk in the carburetor. I bought a carburetor off of Amazon for like, I think it was $29, something really cheap. Threw it on there, thing runs great now. So a lot of people buy these things. They're plentiful on Facebook Marketplace, and it's a hell of a lot easier than pushing a lawnmower over a big piece of property. I love this thing. So I found out quite a few things over the last few months on figuring out how everything works. So let's get to it. This way you can hop on your mower and get going right away. Okay, first things first, there's a lot of safety features on this machine, and a lot of them are very similar. One of them is there's a safety, so it won't run unless there's weight on the seat. Now, all your controls are right in front of you. You got a key here. I'll bring the camera over so you can see it on the other side. Actually, let me bring the camera over here with me. Okay. Now, when you fire this thing up, you have to put, they call this the brake. It's also the clutch. You have to push it all the way down. Then you got the key here. It's got several different positions. That's the lights. That's run position. And to start it, you just crank it all the way over and it'll fire right up. But you have to have your foot all the way down on the clutch. Now when you start it, push the throttle. I don't push it all the way up. I think they tell you in the operation manual to put the throttle all the way up. And you put the choke on to get it started. Once the thing's running, take the choke off. And then it'll just run real nice. They say to operate it, you have to have it on full throttle. Now, when you're cutting your lawn, you'll find that that's going pretty fast. So you may want to knock it down a little bit. Now, this lever is your PTO. And when you start, you leave it down. That means that the lawn mower cutting blades are not engaged. Once it's running, you put it up, and that gets the mower going. Over here on the side is your blade height. Now, you have this like little saver thing here, so you can put it where you like it the best. I have mine on 2.5. Now there are some areas of my property where I have some rocks and some big roots, and I put it up to like 3.5, 4. And when you're not using it, I keep it all the way up. If you want to transport it to get around the the property, and just all the way up. Now, on the right-hand side are your that's not really a gas pedal, but yeah, I guess so. It's your forward and reverse. Now you'll notice that the further you push this down, the faster you'll go. It's kind of like another throttle, if you will. If you need to back up while you're cutting the lawn, and you have this up like this, if you put it in reverse, my mower started backfiring. It got very angry, didn't like it at all. And I just thought, oh, okay. I'll just won't cut the lawn in reverse. But then I found out it's this button called the Rio button. If you want to cut your lawn in reverse, before you put your foot on the reverse, hold this down and then put it in reverse. And you're good to go. Now you have these other things on here. This is, I guess if you want to lock this, mine doesn't really work that well, but there it goes. It'll hold your clutch / brake in there, and it'll keep the machine from moving if you're on a little bit of a grade and you want to go get yourself a cold beverage or something. There we go. And on this side, my machine has a cruise control. If you're going very long distances and you just want to lock it in forward, you got cruise control. Okay, I had to give mine a little bit of a push. All right. Now, when you want to put fuel in it, you just tilt. There's no levers or anything. Just tilt the seat forward, and there's your gas fill. If you want to adjust your mower, you have, just like in a car, you have this little lever here. You lift it up, and you slide it into whatever position you'd like. Okay, now, this is your hood. There's no latches. Just pull it forward. Hopefully you can see it. There's a yellow dipstick tube here. You got your battery in the back. That's your solenoid. It's really nothing. I mean, underneath here is your air filter. Your oil filter is there. On the other side, there's your oil dipstick. Your fuel filter right underneath there. Here is your oil drain. That's your starter solenoid. This is your fuel pump. If you're just looking to operate it, you probably don't need to know any of that stuff, but I figured I'd show you anyway. All right, guys, that's just the basics on how to operate one of these John Deere ride-on mowers. These things are great if you got a good-sized piece of property. You don't have to run out and buy something really expensive. Like I said, this was $500. I got a battery. I had to go through it at the carburetor, and you're up and running. And this makes cutting your property's lawn a lot easier. Listen, I'm 59 years old. I have a hand mower. I use it. I have a little island on my pond and a little bridge to walk over the lawnmower. This obviously is too big for the little footbridge I have, but it's tiring and it'll wear you out. This thing is a dream come true. If you have any questions or would like to make any comments, feel free to go ahead and put something in the comment section. I'd love to talk to you. Thanks, and I'll catch you next week.